So today, Charlie Kirk's suspected killer is making his first in-person court appearance.
A Utah judge will hear arguments about media access and consider the defense request to ban cameras in the courtroom.
Chanley Painter joins us now with the details. Chanley.
Hey, good morning. The accused assassin, Tyler Robinson, will be in court as his lawyers push to further limit media access in the case. A coalition of national and local news organizations is fighting it. The judge must weigh the public's right to know details of the case against his attorney's concerns that the media attention could interfere with Robinson's right to a fair trial. Robinson's defense has already asked the judge to ban cameras in the courtroom, something Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, opposes, calling for full transparency and access of her husband's murder case.
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there.
The 22-year-old faces numerous charges in the shooting death of Charlie Kirk on September 10th, including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and 2 counts of obstruction. Prosecutors have said they intend to seek the death penalty in this case, guys.
Yep, it all begins, and it's going to be drawn out. Thanks so much, Chanley. Appreciate it.
He has to wear street clothes in court for these pretrial hearings. He has to be shackled, but you can't take a picture of him or be filmed because they don't want the jury pool to be tainted.
Yeah, they want safety in the courtroom because obviously he's been suicidal as well in moments. He wanted to end it before he turned himself in. But it's also protecting the public as well. We have a right to see what's going on in the courtroom. Meanwhile, Ainsley's a powerful moment from Erica Kirk. There's been a lot of nonsense online, conspiracy theories, and I think she has had it. And she finally,
you can tell she's done. She's
let the country know what's on her mind. Here she is.
I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the hand-picked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
You know, I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this. Excuse my French. Just know that your words are very powerful, and we are human. My team are not machines, and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. You name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud? Analyzed, hyper-analyzed. And if people think that I was just going to wilt away, I'm not going to sit in a corner and cry and be in fetal position. This is a duty to my husband, and it's an absolute honor.
Ryan?
A couple of things. I mean, you know, she's referring to certain podcasters, and one of which was very tight with Charlie Kirk for a couple of years, worked with the organization, that they were negotiating to bring on their podcast. They came out with a different theory every day, one of which is there were people at Turning Point that wanted to see him killed. Think about that. I mean, it's absolutely asinine, but a bunch of people click on it, you go to watch it, and she gets a lot of money. And then you have other people who say the Israelis were concerned that Charlie Kirk was no longer going to support him, so they killed him. I mean, think about that. So then, meanwhile, not only is the FBI working this case and the best people working the case, they're family friends. Dan Bongino and Kash Patel are family friends. I mean, they would have been doing something to help out anyway, let alone the two most powerful people in the investigation. So she's like, where's the logic here? Why would these two people do anything but follow the right leads to find out who was involved, who did this, and who else may have been involved? So she is totally fed up with it because not only are they disturbing, but people are making money off it, and she's really concerned about the trial itself.
Yeah, and she said if there were some sort of a conspiracy theory, I would know about it. I am friends with the individuals in the FBI. They have interviewed me. We have all been talking about this. I know the details more than anybody else other than the investigators. She said I was his wife. And I also respected, she's been criticized for, people are saying, where is he buried? Was he buried? All of this nonsense. And she said, that is ours as a family. My two children and me, I was his wife. That's the one thing I need that I can't share with America, because she doesn't want to go visit her husband's grave and then be inundated with protesters or with people who are there just to get a picture of her. She needs that privacy, and I respect that.
So a couple things. I'm glad that she finally responded to this because she's been working.
Me too.
She's been working. She's been grieving. I think it's totally sad that people are taking advantage of. There's a lot of Americans out there that have distrust in government and investigations, rightfully so, because there's been a lot of corruption. And so they're taking advantage of that distrust that Americans already have and that the audience already has and using it for a moment. The second thing, I think it's absolutely disgusting to call yourself a friend of Charlie for all these years and allow his wife to just be pummeled with these conspiracies. Don't call yourself a friend. If I'm dying, I expect my friends to defend my widow and my children. So to see people either silent about it or or piling on with the main corporate of this, I think is pretty disgusting.
And now when the trial gets underway and you see it, it's going to really heat up. But there's a huge theory out there. Now all of a sudden 9/11 is an inside job and we never landed on the moon. I mean, this is where you go with people now when you talk to them.
Conspiracy theories.
You don't know where people are going or where they get this stuff from, but we know where this came from.
100%.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.